Be you and do you.
Universal and another one.
It's crazy because we always trying to be something else or somebody else or some image or something that was painted to us, marketed to us, or promoted to us, shown to us 1,000 freaking 100 times or whatever, and all these images. What we do is we want to be us and we want to be other things too, because like we be working to like take part of us, and then the part we so-called don't like, we want to take something else from somewhere else or someone else and put that in us, and then make that become us, and then we'll feel like we're whole. We'll feel like yeah, I like that. I could take this, I could take that. No. It's crazy because the part that you like about you, and then the part you don't like, you wouldn't have the part you like about yourself if you didn't have the part that you don't like about yourself. That's the part. So embrace who you are. Like, I had to figure that out. I'm like, why you keep wanting to be like this, like that, over here, over there, and this part you don't like about yourself because you're not confrontational, or you're not this, and you don't like that about yourself. But the part of you that is so smooth about you, or your personality, who you are, you like and you embrace, but you want to try to throw that part away because you don't, but you can't be that part if you didn't have that part. So you got to enjoy all the parts, embrace all the parts, because that's where the magic is at. That's why I said be you, do you. Like, whoever you are, embrace who you are. Don't work to be something else or anything else, right? Because then you're struggling because you're going against yourself. You're trying to do something that is not possible. And you can go on all your life, and that's how you end up not liking yourself, not liking your life, not content with who you are, always trying to be something else. But the part about you that you're like, I love about me though, this right here, I can, like, you wouldn't have that part right there. So just embrace who you are and the parts of you. Don't worry about all that stuff that you're trying to get away from, or who you're not, or what have you. Embrace that part, who you are, and then operate in that and do you. And be fine with it, instead of trying to fit in every of these categories and all these little boxes and all these little things to get the so-called perfect person, right? Like, yo, that doesn't exist. It ain't even meant. Like, it's not even meant. The perfection of a person is not even, that word shouldn't even be associated at all with anything about a person's behavior or different thing like that. That shouldn't even be associated. That's a downfall right there from the start. Because now you creating this ideal model that you have everybody else trying to measure up to and stand up to and stack themselves up against that measure and that model that doesn't fit them. It was just like, it was a story where these people had went and visited this monastery or whatever. It was a monastery or something, or went to go see some individual who was regarded as very spiritual and this, that, and the third. And the people went there, and when they got there, they realized that he had an attitude. He drank. He had young ladies. And by that time, they was spooked out. And they just broke out. They were spooked out over that because they had this whole picture of this holies of holies type of man. And they got there and seen all these things. It was like, what? This is not the picture I painted in my mind. But he was powerful, though. That's why they was going to see him. He was powerful. He was very influential. So that's why it was so intriguing about him. It was just these other things they weren't aware of and they didn't know, right? So they get there and get all this stuff going on. They get freaked out. They break out. But the crazy part about it was all the things that they loved about him, all the things that they heard about him, and this, that, and the third. He wouldn't have been able to be that person if he wasn't the other person as well. The person that they saw with the attitude, the person they saw who cursed, the person they saw who had a woman or what have you. You know what I'm saying? A girlfriend or whatever, because, he wouldn't have been the person that you so much adored. Like, think about that. We like to take things apart out of people. Oh, I like this, I like that about them. But think about this concept of what you do like about the person, right? You couldn't have that part if they didn't have the other stuff that you didn't like about them. Right? So, you know, be you and just do you. Embrace you. Embrace you. Find who you are and embrace yourself. You know, that's why it's so important to look at your astrological chart and different things of that nature. Those things that you've been told are you thought that maybe it didn't have no significance or no reference or no prevalence and what have you. Yeah, it's a lot of revelation up in that piece. Check that stuff out. You start to begin to know who you are at your core. You'll be able to know how to raise your kids because you'll know who they are at their core. Instead of getting this cookie cutter process that you got to be like this. I like this whole, the great American kid, like what did I derive out of? That was a model that was presented to you to make you go and try to measure up and be that. That doesn't fit you. Right? For OJ, he's putting that glove on. He's putting he played that junk all too. He's putting the glove. He's like, he's putting the glove. Turn around, put that one down, struggle with court. Then he got you look at the judge. Like, yo, that's not me, that don't fit. So don't try to fit in somebody else's gloves, somebody else's shoes. Don't force yourself to fit in. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to take different pointers and and all that. And I ain't gotta go down a whole longer line of stuff, but you get my drip. All right, family. That's my empowering message for the day. I'm your host, Universal, of the Way I Podcast. Please make sure you like, you share, you subscribe, you donate, so continue to create. You go to my page, thewayoutsevin.com. You seek any type of services, emceeing an event, one-on-one life coaching, motivational speaking, any of those guys. I love it. I love the kids. I love the kids. Yeah, I love. You know, in my previous video, I talked about that whole kid-like state. I work to be in a kid-like state. I love the kids. So anytime you want me to come out and talk to some kids, oh yeah, I love that stuff. But anyhow, let's keep this empowerment train moving. Choo choo! And as always, peace and love.